Today's video I'm going to cover replacing the drive belt, sometimes called the accessory belt, on a 2001 through 2007 Dodge Caravan, Grand Caravan, Town & Country, and a few Plymouth Voyager models, all with the V6 engine. Now this is not to be confused with the timing belt, which this engine has a timing chain, not a timing belt, but this is the accessory belt. This is not a timing belt. Now if you look under the hood, you'll find a sticker, or you should have a sticker with a diagram on it for the 4-cylinder engine as well as the 6-cylinder engine. We're going to be paying attention to the 6-cylinder engine. It shows you the power steering pump, water pump. That's actually the drive off the engine. It's referred to as a vibration damper. The AC compressor, the alternator. There's an idler pulley there and a tensioner there. From the top you can see this is the idler pulley right there. Tensioner I will show you shortly, and we are going to be replacing all three of those items: the belt, the pulley, and the tensioner. Now, why would you replace all of these and not just the belt? Well, I find that a lot of the engine noise that you hear is coming from these pulleys. This one here is typically a major culprit for noise. Personally, I kind of find that the pulleys get noisier long before the belt will wear out. So really, partly because it just quiets things down by replacing them. I have also had this plastic pulley fail on me on my last van, and actually the whole bearing area blew out, and so this thing was just kind of, fortunately it didn't fall off, it's captured in there, but I was able to limp the van home, put a new pulley on there. Before you buy anything, before you go shopping for anything, first thing you want to do is you want to check what shape your tensioner is in. So let me show you that first. Now there's no reason to take the wheels off the vehicle for this procedure, but you will want to jack it up part way. And for that reason you're going to want to put chocks under the wheels, have the parking brake on, etc. And after do that, then we're going to go up to this plastic cover here. There's a pin there that you take out, Christmas tree pin, one here, and then one back there, and one up here. And then we'll remove this plastic cover, and that will expose the belt drive for us to see. Okay, the cover's off, and looking from underneath the car, this is the tensioner right there. Now I'm gonna start up the engine, and we're gonna look at that and see if we get movement out of that. If it's bouncing up and down, it's time to replace it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that real well in the video because the camera may actually filter out the vibration, but the tensioner is actually bouncing up and down, very slightly up and down, but it's definitely there. That tells me that it's on its way out. When I replaced on my previous van, was really bouncing very heavily, but this tensioner definitely does not have much life left in it. Also, if your tensioner has 100,000 miles on it, I would just go ahead and replace it, because it's just a matter of time after that point. Now, if you think your tensioner's in very good shape, but you want to quiet down the pulley, because the pulley, the tensioner itself will usually outlive the pulley, you can buy the pulley by itself. But the pulley is going to cost you 18 to 20 bucks, and a whole tensioner is going to cost you 25 to 30 bucks. So you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? They're really not meant to be replaced, as this bolt is either a stamped bolt or it's stamped in there to lock the bolt into place so that it won't back out. So when you do remove this bolt, you do damage the threads a little bit. Now the tools you will need to do this is you'll need your metric open-end wrenches, you're going to need your ratchet set, but you're also going to need to get a specialty tool, which comes as a set. There's more parts to it than this, but this is all I use. This is, got this from Harbor Freight Tool, but you get it on Amazon, wherever. It's a probably called a belt tensioner tool. So you can get in there and release the tension on there. You will not be able to do it with a ratchet or any other tool. There's not enough room. Also, it would be good to have on hand the 3/8 inch breaker bar to get into other tight areas. Now looking at the tensioner, this is the part that's exposed. This side faces the engine where you can't see it, and there's a bolt that goes through this hole here, and that's the only bolt holding it on. It's stopped from spinning by a pin there that fits into a hole in the timing chain cover. And this tool here that you use to release it, you're going to fit into this square opening there, and then you'll be able to flex it outward, pull the belt loose, and let it go. And this arm here is to help you do that. Now this arm will not fit under the vehicle. If you were up on a lift, yeah, just fine. And that's where I use this. I just put this breaker bar onto here to flex it loose. Alternately, you can use this bar and access from above, but you got to take your air cleaner off, and it's actually a lot more cumbersome. So you're much better off getting it from underneath. On the OEM unit, there's a nub on the back in addition that you can put an open-end wrench onto and flex it in order to release the belt tension. But you're still going to need this tool, because the aftermarket ones, this is a Dayco, and this is the one that's made in the USA, and this is the one that I actually recommend. I like this one. Has good longevity to it. The aftermarket ones will not have that nub for you to stick an open-end wrench onto, so you're going to need that to put the new one on. So you see how little room you have to work with here. You just get this tool up in here and get it into place. Then I'll hook my breaker bar on there, and that'll give me the leverage to pull that belt loose and let that go. Now, if you're not replacing the pulley, you're going to have to, or not replacing the tensioner, you're going to pull the tensioner down with one hand, and the other hand you're going to have to pull that belt off of the tensioner pulley, because once you let it go, it pinches between the belt, between the pulley and whatever metal's up above it that I can't see, and you won't be able to get the belt off. So let me do that now. Okay, the belt is out of there, and I did that for demonstration purposes, just to show that you can remove the belt without removing the tensioner. So in the event that you're leaving this in place and you're just replacing the belt, you can do it that way. Normal situation, if I wasn't making this video, I'd have released the belt from one of the pulleys and then let this go, and then I would have just loosened that bolt up and just removed the pulley, then remove the tensioner, sorry, and then remove the belt. Okay, then with a 13mm wrench, you can just undo this bolt, back it out all the way, and the tensioner will fall free. Now, due to the AC line that's above it, I find it easier to remove the idler pulley from underneath the vehicle with the breaker bar and a 15mm socket. Now, once you have it loosened up, you can go up above and just spin that bolt off by hand and remove it that way. I want to do a commentary about product brand here. Now this I'd put on the van some 60,000 miles ago, and a little longer than that. And this was Gates. Now Gates is a brand that I always trusted in the past, and I don't anymore because I've had too many real second-rate products with their name on it. So what I don't like about this one is that back here you can see that it's kind of raised. It's not flat there. It's kind of a ridge, and then there's also one over on this side. And this really caused the belt to ride unevenly on this pulley. That's really bad. I mean, it's really inexcusable. They should have never sold a product like this. Very low quality. Now what I picked up was a Dorman, and in the past I haven't been real thrilled with Dorman, but as of late I've been much happier with their products. Now if you look at this one, nice and flat. Nice and flat. Doesn't have any of those lips that the Gates had on it. This I am much, much happier with. I think it's you know, better made than the Gates. I'm sure both of them are from China. So that's just my personal opinion. Though those ridges on there, that's inexcusable. You should not have that. If you pick up a pulley and it has those ridges, take it back, get one that doesn't. Now to put the new pulley on, first thing you'll do is put the bolt through the hole and then reach it up there together, and then hand thread the bolt on there as far as you can go before tightening it down. Okay, now the tensioner, there's a little pin on the back that I'll show you. Mentioned it before. It has to fit into that hole right there to lock it into place. And that is the pin that goes into that hole. Now here's where you're going to earn your stripes. Remember how I mentioned that the pulley, when you go to take it off to get the belt off, you have to flex it because it pinches the belt in? Well, it's that bolt right there that blocks you from getting the belt off the pulley, off the tensioner. And it gets in the way when you're trying to put it on also. So what I'm going to do is, see, the belt comes around down from the power steering pump to the water pump, then loops up around here through the tensioner, then comes back down and around the vibration damper over this way and up. So how I like to do it is I loop this well, first the idler pulley up top there, I drape the belt over top of the idler pulley. Then I make a big loop here, and then I will put my tensioner pulley into that loop. It's hard to do it holding the camera and do it at the same time through that loop, so the pulley goes, the loop goes around the pulley. Well, you get the idea. It gets around the pulley, and you will be able to see, hold the light there, you will be able to see the hole for the pin and guide the pin in there and the bolt in there, and then hand thread that bolt on, hold the tensioner into place, and make sure your belt is looped around the pulley still. And then you'll be able to tighten that down, and then you'll be able to fish your belt around all of its proper spots. Okay, I have the tensioner tightened down. I will move my belt to under the pulley where it belongs. Of course. And then up and over the alternator, down and under the vibration damper down here. And then I'm going to check, make sure that I am properly seated around the water pump. I'll go up top side, run my hand back, make sure I'm properly seated on the power steering, and then I will put my tool in and flex the tensioner back, and then I will seat the belt over top of the AC compressor. And be warned that the new belt's going to be just slightly smaller than the old worn one you've removed, so this is going to be much harder to put on than it was to take off. Okay, we're all installed and running now. If you look at the tensioner, you'll notice that it's now rock solid, no longer any movement. It's a bit quieter also now because the new pulleys are definitely quieter. And I made myself a new label with the procedure performed, the date, and the miles on it. And I always stick that right onto my air cleaner so I can keep track of everything I've done to the vehicle. And we are complete. The only thing I have left to do now is to put my plastic cover back into place and put my tools away. This is a very easy job. If you're a beginner mechanic working on your car, this is a real good place to start. Also will save you quite a few dollars over having the garage, or God forbid the dealer, doing it for you. If you like my video, please like, share, and above all, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.